await the winner of tonight's Cardinals-Rams affair with Arizona running back James Conner listed as questionable with the injury. I'm Brian Fenley.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And the Lincoln Journal Star's Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early break, full show ahead. Lots to get to from over the weekend in the sports world. We'll get to the NFL to begin. Also, Nebraska women's basketball played. The Huskers, the men played on Friday, and predictably terrible. That next segment, they play again tonight against Indiana.
Could you be a little more positive?
I am all the way positive. I did a plank this morning.
Good morning. You got a haircut?
I am. My hair's cut.
I am. My hair's cut.
I feel fresh. You know, you feel so
Do
fresh.
you hear that, Harrison? I am. My hair's cut.
I'm upbeat. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood.
Good.
Energetic,
Good.
as usual.
Yeah, you are. Harrison is here. Happy about his Bulls. I think his Bulls are trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Zach Levine's out right now, right?
Yeah, the Bulls are not as good as the Heat, though.
Okay.
They might be above in the standings, but we beat them every time we play them.
Yeah, well, one thing about being a Nebraska basketball fan like you're a Nebraska basketball
Yes.
fan. How does it feel on what's today?
Today is January 17th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day today.
Yes, important day, January 17th. It is January 17th. How does it feel to be not even in contention for the NIT?
Well, you want to know a key to high energy and happiness, Sip?
I'm sorry.
You want to know a key?
I promised someone I'd do that. What? Go ahead.
You don't watch the games. You just avoid them.
I watched Friday.
I was at a bar and I caught. Oh, there's the Huskers. Oh, they're down by 25. Well, that's about what I thought.
We'll talk
Second half.
about that later. Indiana tonight, 5
p.m.
p.m. Yes,
Yep, 5 p.m. at PBA. We'll see what I'm curious what attendance is like for this game.
I'm curious, but I'm not curious enough to go.
Yeah, I'm not going. You will not see me in the stands this evening.
Nebraska 0-12 overall, 0-7.
No, they're
Excuse me, 6-12.
6-12 overall.
Yeah, what am I thinking? 6-12 overall, 0-7 in the conference.
That's right.
Indiana 3-3 overall, 12-6 is correct.
Yep, there we go. That's
12-6.
That is tonight at PBA.
Indiana, very beatable Indiana team. Not bad though. They're good. Play great defense, and they have one of the best bigs in the Big Ten for sure.
Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah,
you love him.
I like him.
You seem to praise that guy quite a bit when he's mentioned on this show.
Indiana will be a tough team to beat tonight.
I think every team you feel confident about Nebraska beating Northwestern. They beat Michigan State last week.
Yeah,
on the road they beat Michigan State. In East Lansing.
The more I watch Northwestern, the less confidence I get, and the more I watch Penn State, the less confidence I get.
The team that you might sneak one out on is Maryland. They're bad right now, but they're not Nebraska bad.
Right.
Like they see you as like, all right, let's get one of our 2 wins in conference play we can get. Let's beat Nebraska.
Let's talk about something more pleasant.
Yes.
Zach.
How about the NFL playoffs? It wasn't that glamorous this weekend. A lot of blowouts. There was a couple good games. One yesterday with the Cowboys, Niners, and then of course on Saturday. Yeah, you had the kickoff the action. Bengals, Raiders. Both teams had long droughts coming in terms of playoff wins. The Bengals had not won a game in the playoffs since my birth year, 31 years ago, 1991. And Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor cracked the curse, and they beat the Raiders 26-19. There was a lot of issues with referees in this game. And in fact, this referee crew is not able to ref any more games this postseason. They have been banned from any more games. Jerome Bogar's crew.
Is that right?
They have been basically said, you are done for the postseason. It's over.
There was the whistle that blew that that Zach and Joe Burrow said they didn't hear,
Yes.
jokingly. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of slyly.
Joe Burrow is going out to his right. It looks like he is almost out of bounds, and the refs thought that he was out of bounds, and there was a whistle blown.
Rolls to his right.
Rolls to right. Right before he's out of bounds, he throws the ball to was it Tyler Boyd? I forget who it threw to. Tyler Boyd, I believe, and it was a touchdown. But yes, there was a whistle blown, and the play was still counted as a touchdown, and that helped the Bengals win.
Both Burrow and Zach were asked if they heard the whistle, and they both smiled and said, "I didn't hear any whistle." Okay, so Zach goes out to a bar or two after the game and salutes the fans. He instructs his guys to go out to out into the real world in Cincinnati and hand out game balls. Pretty cool move by Zach. Zach went to a bar himself.
He did. I mean, that move itself, the fact that has
Jake written all over
the fact you have not won a game in 31 years in the playoffs, the fact you respond like that and just, you go out in the town and you hand out game balls to the fans who are supportive of you. How is Cincinnati not like the darling team this year in the NFL? If you are a fan of the NFL but don't have a team, like I feel like you got to cling to the Bengals. What they do is cool. They are just so full of swag.
Yeah.
They're cool, they're likable, and they have swag for days.
I'll give you that. The Bengals, I'd say, are the Bills.
But the Bills were there the last 2 years,
right.
though. Okay. They have been there recently.
Okay, now the one other thing I got to ask you about on the Raiders-Bengals game, and you are a little more with it than I am.
Thank you
in this world.
Thank you.
Okay, so final drive. I mean, Bengals have to hold off the Raiders. Raiders are thrown into the end zone late in the game.
Right.
I mean, the last play of the game
was picked off at the 1, but right there,
picked off
in the red zone, inside the 10.
Right. But on that drive, it was kept alive by a roughing the passer call. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I just thought at that point, the football gods can't let the Raiders win this game because it would be unjust. I just thought there's no way
because of how bad the call was.
A terrible call. I mean, the guy now Carr sold it. You saw it, right?
Oh yeah.
The guy kind of grazed Carr's shoulder pad. Carr's head snapped back. I think Carr sold it. He snapped his head back on his own, and the flag flew. And I thought it was a terrible call. Like I don't know what people were making of it. It didn't. Mike Tirico and Drew Brees weren't making a lot of it. Not a lot of it. They said bad call. But I thought if the Raiders win, would that have? Okay, what I'm asking you is, would that have become a major talking point?
Well, the Raiders might say, "Well, remember that missed touchdown that you had with the whistle called earlier against Karma's." Yeah. Pays it back a little bit there.
Well,
right?
But what I'm getting at more is it just, have we just settled into an acceptance where the quarterbacks are overly protected?
Well, they are. I mean, there were several in all the games. There was a couple different penalties roughing the passer where it just wasn't egregious.
It's not roughing the pass. I mean, that was not roughing the passer.
Think about this too. There's sometimes this happened. I saw it against Roethlisberger last night. They called roughing, but that like a guy coming in, he gets shoved by the guy blocking him and he goes low accidentally. He's not trying to,
right.
He's not like diving in intentionally untouched low. Then I get it. I understand if that's roughing, but he gets pushed into him low and that's roughing the passer.
Can't there be some
accidental?
Can't there be some discretion in those flags? I mean, throwing that flag automatically on the Bengals, on the defender who just grazed Derek Carr, hit his shoulder pad, and the flag flies. Yep. It's just, if there's contact, it's flying. Come on. I mean, that game, that was a huge part of the game. It was the last drive. It was the final drive. The Raiders' last ditch drive to win or tie the game and that's going to overtime. They're not going for.
I forget. Was there a helmet touch in that one at all or not?
No.
That's okay. I was thinking it might be a helmet touch, which still, even if you touch it, it shouldn't be.
It could have
penalty.
Been grazed, perhaps.
I think there might have been a grazed helmet there. But again, grazed. Like Derek Carr probably didn't even, he sold it, but he knew he had to because it was not egregious. Like I've always thought that roughing the passer needs to be egregious. If it's way late and the guy waylays him, okay, yeah, it's roughing. But we have made roughing the passer become just a standard thing. That's a part of almost every drive.
So the Bengals advance to play.
They will play the Titans.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's Bills, Chiefs, Titans,
Oh, that's
Bengals.
tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Oh, I think they'd rather play the Titans than the Chiefs. They
that right?
they already beat the Chiefs, but the Titans are
one seed. That's a 1 seed.
Yeah, but let me tell you this: Tennessee is not as hard to play at as Kansas City is.
Okay.
That fan base is way more rabid.
Are you sure
in
about
KC?
This?
Oh yeah,
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Tennessee's a fine fan base. It's not KC though.
I trust
and
you.
also Derrick Henry's back, but what's he going to be like? Is he going to be the normal Derrick Henry? Is he going to be the guy we knew of that was superb before he got hurt on Halloween? Or is he a guy that's going to be a little tentative, which I know is not his nature, but he's also coming off of a injury that kept him out for like 8 weeks.
Okay. So the matchups in the AFC are
Bills, Chiefs,
okay.
Epic on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll get confirmed that. And then Bengals,
Titans.
Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Titans.
That's right.
That's what you want. That's your top 4 seeds right there.
That's beautiful. It is beautiful. The Bills.
Let's focus on them for a second, shall we?
Well, yeah. Focus on the Bills and what the Patriots didn't do, which is show up.
And you just hate to see it, don't you? You just hate to see it.
Well, I think it's informative in our discussions during our own fall where Nebraska's playing. And we often have this conversation about teams in general. And we have to remind ourselves what happened on Saturday night at Orchard Park, right? Which meant the Bills going up, what was it, 33 to, what was it at halftime, 27-3?
Yeah.
They score on.
Confirm what the score at halftime was.
They score on their first 4 possessions for sure. And you said
27-3.
27-3 at half. Josh Allen makes it look pretty easy. He's healthy. He's a bear, by the way. He's healthy because why do I keep saying that? He's healthy because he runs so much and he's still healthy. I mean,
he ran 6 times for 66 yards.
Right.
Average 11 yards a carry.
And
he had more touchdowns and incomplete passes on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a bear.
20. He was 21 for 25, so 4 incompletions for 308, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, and sacked 0 times.
Okay, now what's informative about this game is, and we can go back to this and use it as a reference point as the calendar year goes forward. And what am I talking about? The Patriots didn't show up. Now we say that, and they didn't show up. They didn't look interested to me.
I love it.
Okay, they did not look
fun.
They did not. I watched it from the very first play, and I thought they clear one instance early. Josh Allen takes off around right end.
Yeah,
the pursuit by the Patriots was just blah. In fact, one of their linemen looked to me like he was jogging after Allen. Looked like he had an angle on him, but just didn't look like he was interested in closing out and tackling him to me. Okay, now what I'm getting at is this. We often say, how can Team X not show up for a big game? Well, it happens. And you know who it happened to? The best football coach that's ever stood on a sideline in the NFL.
That's why it was beautiful.
But can't we remind ourselves that it happens? It's sort of inexplicable. How could you not show up for that game? You're in a packed stadium against a rival.
Well, you have a rookie quarterback making his first playoff appearance on the road.
Are you going to try to sell me why they shouldn't show up? Is that what you're doing?
No, because I love the fact they didn't. I mean, the fact the Patriots got waxed, embarrassed, and the first 7 drives were touchdowns scored against them. By the way, the Bills, they had the first time in the history of the NFL what is called a perfect offensive game. That means no field goals or not attempted, no punts.
They missed some PATs.
That's all. Yeah, missed 2 PATs, but they had no field goal attempts, no punts, no turnovers, and no sacks allowed.
That's incredible.
A perfect offensive game.
Yeah, and I hope that what you're hearing in me in disparaging the Patriots, you're not hearing me take away from the Bills. But I still ask you the question: how does the best coach in NFL history not have his team ready for a playoff game? Ask yourself that. How were they not ready? What was going on? What's the dynamic in that locker room that they came out flat in a jam-packed stadium on national TV on with the bright light shining. How does it happen? And what is the hoodie over there doing with the face guard on? Like a face mask. I mean, he can't. His players just look over at him and it's just a guy with a mask on. You can't see any emotion. What was he doing? Did he want to win that game or not?
Ever showed emotion ever?
Does he want to win that game or not? Was it too cold for him? Was it too cold for the Patriots?
It shouldn't be because they
played like they wanted the season to end.
One month ago, they played in Buffalo in that horrendously cold and windy game and won 14-13.
Maybe they just didn't want to do it again.
They passed the ball 3 times that day and won because they pounded it. And
I'm not talking about how badly they played. I'm talking about that they didn't show up to play. There's a distinction to be made. Obviously, they didn't play well. What I'm more concerned about is them not showing up. If I'm a Patriot fan, I mean, I read some stuff. That's by far the worst playoff performance by a Belichick team.
They were horrible.
Yeah. The 1-2 was low. It didn't seem like they wanted to be there.
Well, what you had, and I'm not trying to give the Patriots any excuses because I hate them. I despise them with all my being as a Dolphins fan. I loathe that franchise. So anytime they fail is a win for me. But if I wanted to give any sort of reasoning as to why what happened, not defending the flatness. What happened was you went into an absolute buzzsaw. That's a team that you have pounded for 2 decades, and they've beaten you now. They've beaten you a couple of times now recently. But the Bills, like, this team came into our house, ran the ball 3 times, and beat us last month. That is not happening again. We are going to pound them. And we're going to keep pounding them until they don't know what their name is anymore.
And that is the top-ranked defense in the NFL, the Bills.
Yeah, it's not just the offense was great.
Yeah, the offense was excellent.
I mean, as good as the defense was, the offense was better.
Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley and obviously Josh Allen. See, Josh Allen is interesting to me because he runs the ball. He runs the ball about as well as Frost did.
He looks awesome. He is.
That looks like Frost running, but he throws the ball a little better.
He's got a
Frosty.
cannon. Yeah. He has a cannon.
Yeah.
I mean, they had such good they moved the ball around. They had Dawson Knox at 5 catches, the tight ends, Stephon Diggs 3, Isaiah McKenzie 3, Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders had a couple catches.
Yeah, I mean, they moved the ball around.
It wasn't like you were going to 15 times the same guy.
Right. No, you're right. Dawson Knox had the early touchdown.
He had 2 touchdowns
in the back of the end zone.
Right.
Great catch. Now, I will say this too. Orchard Park is a beautiful spot. And you need to get to your former quarterback here in a second. But Orchard.
No, hang on. That's 6:45.
Oh, that's 6:45. Mm-hmm. Orchard Park. That's a great scene for the NFL. That's a great scene. I mean, that's why I was kind of upset with the Patriots. I'm all hunkered in on Saturday, like a lot of people. Trixie got a Topper's pizza.
Oh, nice.
I know it was fabulous.
Delicious.
I'm drinking rum, some kind of rum drink she had. It was a great. I was calling them rumbas, and it was really aggravating her. Rumba.
Oh, no. If you say it like that, I get why she was upset.
But I was all settled in for a great game. It wasn't a game, but it was interesting. It was interesting to watch, even though it wasn't a great game. It was interesting to watch the Patriots not show up and Belichick have no answers for anything.
You might say not interesting. Really. I say awesome.
Okay.
So,
but also it was captivating to me, the crowd. I mean, it's a beautiful scene. I mean, it's jam-packed in a frigid, cold day.
That's what Buffalo does.
Yeah.
They're
rabid.
As much as I despise that franchise too, I respect the fans.
Rabid.
They are certified insane.
That's Husker type stuff there.
Oh, they're crazy with Nebraska. I mean, they break their tables outside. They jump on tables and break them all the time. You don't see that in Nebraska. That is the best fan base in the NFL. Better than the Packers.
There's a fervor.
Better than the Patriots. That is the best fan base that exists.
Yeah, and they are
bar none.
Now, one more question. Is Leslie? Would you be interested in Leslie Frazier, at the defensive coordinator for the Bills, as your head coach?
Well, the Dolphins have requested interviews for both Brian Daboll, the OC, offensive coordinator, and Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator
for the Bills.
Yes,
is that right?
Leslie Frazier, the former Minnesota Vikings head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm interested. I think Brian Daboll is who they would want because he worked with Tua at Alabama. They're trying to make him the best he can be.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if he's a great head coach. I'm not sold on that. But that's what I'm hearing is that's the route they're going is Brian Daboll, a former failed Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator from years ago.
Oh, you can do better than that.
Well, maybe he's reborn.
Is Harbaugh coming up anywhere?
I don't
Jake?
hear the name.
I don't think
I haven't heard it. The Bears still think they have a chance at him, but I have not heard the name at all the last week.
Oh, we haven't got to the Cowboys now.
Oh yeah, we can't. How can we forget that? And by the way, people are on to you. Faisal says, I just hear a roundabout excuse for Nebraska from SIP right now.
No, Faisal. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying it clearly happens. But it's just confounding to me. I thought this was a profound example of a team not showing up to play in a moment where you would think that would never happen. That's all I'm saying. No excuses for anybody. But how do the Patriots come in there lackadaisical?
Buzzsaw.
I mean, are those guys, is that just too many veteran players that have seen all this before and they're not excited by it anymore?
Mac Jones is not a veteran player.
No, I know that.
They have a lot of guys that are new on that team.
Okay,
they've lost some veterans.
And Belichick's got to look at his culture. He's got to take that damn face. He's got to take that face mask off on the sideline.
They did lose to the Dolphins last week.
Yeah.
By 9.
Okay. Cowboys.
Yeah, okay. Cowboys-Niners was probably the
great
best
game.
The best game of Sunday. It was not good for a long time.
I got a bone to pick with you on this one.
This game was 23-7 entering the fourth quarter. The Cowboys were bad offensively. The Niners were just pounding them on the ground, and Garoppolo wasn't great. He also threw a bad pick, but through 3 quarters, he played well enough. He was doing his job as a game manager, letting the running backs take over, letting Deebo Samuel do his thing offensively.
Deebo Samuel.
And letting the Niners.
That's the bone I have to pick with you.
What did I do?
You're in that crowd that's always criticizing Frost for using Wan'Dale Robinson as a running back at times. Did you criticize the 49ers coaches for using Deebo Samuel as both a receiver and a running back?
He's made it work. He likes doing it. Wan'Dale wanted to be a receiver here, and he proved at Kentucky he's a good receiver.
Deebo Samuel does what's best for the Niners.
And they win.
Is that
a playoff team?
Isn't there something to be said for that?
There's a little bit more buy-in because that team wins games. They're in the playoffs. He understands. If they were like 5-11, he might not feel the same way. That team is going to the second round of the playoffs.
My guess is a guy like Deebo Samuel would feel more like he needs to do whatever he has to do to help the team if they're struggling. Deebo Samuel does what he has to do to help the team. Why don't you criticize the 49ers?
Because it works. When it works, give him success.
It worked with Wan'Dale Robinson. He was a great running back.
He wasn't supposed to be the running back.
Well, neither's Deebo Samuel.
The thing with the Niners is
you can't defend it. You just got caught.
No, I'm not.
You got caught.
Because he's not the main running back. They still have a good running. Mitchell is a good running back. It's just a different look for the running back group.
Okay.
He's still mainly a receiver. He had 6 or 7 carries yesterday, something like that. But Mitchell, the running back, is still good. Like Nebraska used Wan'Dale here because that was their best option they had, and they also had an injury there.
He's a good running back. He wasn't a great running back.
Like Deebo is supposed to be a change of pace, not hey, you're going to be a running back now, not a receiver. Like Wan'Dale was essentially
was not their top running back. He didn't have that many carries.
How many carries did he have?
Well, you'd have to look back.
I'd have to look back.
Yeah, but he was just a stopgap.
Well, Deebo Samuel is not going to be a running back.
Why do people not criticize the 49ers staff for that?
Because it works for them. It works. It's working.
That's a bad argument. I mean, it worked with Wan'Dale running back. I watched the Illinois game. He won the game.
That's okay. That's one game. Keep going.
Won the game.
That's one game.
I mean,
and that was a horrible defense.
He was a good option for him there. Maybe they'd be. I mean, that's not a good because all I would do is counter you saying that it works with he would do it even more probably if they weren't playing well. He'd probably say, I got to do what I got to do to help this team. I mean, that's all you got. I think that's all you got.
I think Deebo has bought in because it worked. They're winning games. He's a huge part of their success.
I think he bought in because he knows he knows it helps.
This is not a novel concept in the NFL. Percy Harvin did this.
Well, I just don't understand that. Why were you
ago.
Okay? If it's not a novel concept, why were you so critical of Nebraska? Just because they were losing?
Because they didn't utilize him in the best way possible.
Oh, but they're doing it with Deebo Samuel and the Vikings.
And he's being utilized well. It's working. Again, it's not always a concept. It's going to work or not. It's working with the Niners. It did not work.
Okay,
with the Huskers.
Switching gears, Randy Gregory is in a bad spot right now because he tackled an offensive lineman at a key moment. And by the way, I think McCarthy's in a bad spot. You mentioned one thing he's in a bad spot about, which was run that draw play late.
That's horrible. And he defended it too in postgame, saying that was the right call. Yeah. He said it was the right call.
Okay, then what happens, of course, is they can't get the ball spotted in time. Game ends.
They try to spike it, and it's at zeros. Game over.
Yeah, Cowboys should have had one last play to shoot into the end zone.
Correct.
Try to shoot the ball in the end zone and get the win. Okay, so McCarthy's in trouble that way. He's also in trouble because the Cowboys had 14 penalties.
Yeah, it was horrible.
14 penalties.
14.
Can you imagine what would happen here if Nebraska lost a game in that way because the clock ran out, they didn't get a last play off, and they had 14 penalties? I would say McCarthy is he in trouble in Dallas? Just based on that.
Jerry Jones was asked post-game. He said there will be no changes in coaching staff.
That's a bad look. I mean, that was a bad look for the head coach yesterday. 14 flags. And Randy, bad look for Randy. Tackled that offensive lineman. I mean, the Cowboys had just gotten a stop on second down.
Right.
And he tackled the offensive lineman. First down, 49ers. First down, 49ers.
Right.
Drive.
And the play had was for 0 or -1 yards. Like they had done their job and got a negative play.
Randy lost his mind on that.
And Romo's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, Randy lost his mind on that.
Yeah.
Why did he tackle the guy?
Know.
It was away from the play.
I don't know. It was bad. That was I cannot defend.
Do people
Randy
understand
Gregory
what we're talking about? He plays on defense, and he tackled the offensive.
Bear hugged offensive lineman and brought him down
to the ground. It was a good tackle. But he's not supposed to do that.
That's a lineman, not the guy with
lineman.
Right. Randy, he doesn't have the ball. That guy's over there. Hey, by the way, quickly at Deebo Samuel, if you want to go back to there.
Yeah.
Deebo is 6 foot 220. Robinson was 5'10", 180 or something like that.
That's a good point. I'll give you that.
We always said Wandale's
why
are we putting Wandale through the tackles?
That's good. That's a
Remember
decent point. That's a decent.
It wasn't big
point.
enough.
Yeah. Man, I'll just say this: Deebo Samuel's good.
He's really good.
Yeah,
that guy's a stud.
He's a bear. He's a bear. He's a fast bear too.
So there you go. There's a
fast bear. You wouldn't want that bear chasing.
No, there's a breakdown. And by the way, last night, the game that we all thought would be a blowout, and it was, the Chiefs smoke the Steelers 42-21 in Big Ben's final hurrah to the National Football League. That was ugly for what the Steelers were up 7-0 early second quarter on a fumble return by TJ Watt. And then the Chiefs said, all right, snap out of it. 21-7 at halftime. They had 3 quick scores, and then it was all over.
Jake, it was kind of fun watching the wild card round.
I told you should do it because there's nothing else going on sports-wise.
I got done with my stuff on Saturday pretty early. I only saw the second half of the Raiders-Bengals, but I probably saw what mattered.
The good news for you is there's another game tonight. One more game. If you don't want to watch Nebraska-Indiana basketball, you can watch. I guess this would be right after the game anyways.
Both.
Yeah, we can watch both. Sit down and on your couch and watch NFL. We got Cardinals at Rams tonight, 7:15 on ABC or ESPN.
Sit down on your couch.
Yeah, because you can watch 2 hours of Nebraska, and then you can watch 2 hours of football.
Yeah.
Or 3 hours of football.
I'm debating on that basketball game whether I want to watch it or not.
I don't know if I will.
But
I'll track it. I'll track it.
Yes. Don't we have to watch it?
I'll track it.
Because I think they got a good chance to win.
I don't.
What's the line?
What is the line? You want to guess?
Yeah.
We'll get that. Hang on. We'll go to that next. Hang on, Harrison. We'll get it next segment. We're going to basketball next segment.
Tease that.
There's your rundown of the NFL. We didn't mention the Bucks did beat the Eagles 31-15.
Yeah, why didn't we mention that?
Because the game was never a game. It was 31-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They scored 2 late touchdowns to make it look better on the box score. It was never a game.
Eagles, they couldn't pass the ball. They became one-dimensional.
They didn't try. I mean, that game was so boring. Bad start yesterday, but Niners Cowboys was good.
Great game.
Especially with the epically dumb ending for the Cowboys.
Niners-Cowboys was great TV.
Nebraska ball had a predictably bad loss to Purdue. They play tonight. Any chance for them? What's up next? An early break on the ticket.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
The likelihood that you're going to have a guy that's as talented or even a step up from what you shipped away in Adrian Martinez, right? That's slim. You're going to have to conform your offense, your game plan to this quarterback, and this quarterback and all those guys on that offensive side of the ball are going to have to buy in this season. And that's one thing, right, is that this coaching staff has to relay that message that there is no choice.
Yeah.
You're either bought in or we're going to do this thing without you.
Weekdays from 2 to 3 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's your check. Come back and see us again, okay?
What?
Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bagels & Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels & Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's never a great idea as a basketball team to fall behind 17-2 when the game begins. But that's what Nebraska men did on Friday night at Purdue in a loss, predictably so. By the way, they were 20-point underdogs. This game did not cover that spread. They lost.
I was wrong.
They lost 92-65, a 27-point loss for the men. It was bad. It never got good. They were never competitive, never close. And I guess if you're like me, that's what you thought was going to happen in
Well,
that ball game.
okay. What I say to that though is, and it wasn't. I did watch the game from start to finish. It's from start to finish.
I feel bad for you.
I was interested in Purdue, and there was a narrative on Twitter that bothered me. Sip, what do you expect him to do? Zach Edey's 7'4". Well, yeah, I mean, you're in the Big Ten.
Find a way.
No, yeah, you're in the Big Ten. Recruit big men. I mean, recruit guys that can guard Edey. I mean, people acted like the thing that bothered me. Now we're getting a little bit. We're trending negative right now, which concerns me.
The team's 0-7 in conference play at 6-12 overall. Sorry, I'm not exactly all cheery this morning about the Nebraska men's basketball program.
Well, the narrative that bothered me on Twitter was, Sip, come on, what do you expect? Zach Edey's 7'4". Nebraska just can't guard him. Yeah, exactly. Recruit bigs that can play in the Big Ten. That's why. How would you possibly use that as an excuse in this game? And that whole narrative of, come on, Nebraska just got to get over Purdue and then get on with the rest of their schedule. Come on, wait, stop. Rutgers beat Purdue. Wisconsin beat Purdue. This is not an unbeatable Purdue team.
Now, those are better teams than Nebraska is. Let's
I
go with that.
got
Much
it,
better.
I mean, but it highlights the non-competitive nature of Nebraska basketball right now, and B, these narratives that spring up, like this excuse. Well, Nebraska just doesn't have the. Okay, how is that like? How can you use that as a valid excuse?
It's not valid. It's just the way we are right now. I mean, this program is so bad that you view that game literally with no chance going in.
Yeah,
I mean, they
did,
and they didn't. They didn't have a chance.
They didn't have a chance.
That's sad. That's not how this is supposed to be.
No, I mean, Purdue is the 7th ranked team in the country. I get it. They're good. They're very good. I do not think they're good as Auburn, though. The two best teams Nebraska's played are Auburn and Purdue, but there's a gap. Auburn has more depth of talent. Auburn's 4th ranked, Purdue 7th ranked.
Oh, yeah, Auburn's really good.
Yeah. Zach Edey, by the way, the 7'4" Purdue center, who's excellent, 9 for 12 from the field. Zach Edey, by the way, guys, runs a sub 6-minute mile.
At 7'4", 300 pounds?
Yeah. Think about that.
One more time. Zach Edey is 7'4".
I don't know if he's 300, but he
I
weighs a lot.
I think he's 300.
Okay.
That's what Chris Basnet wrote.
Okay.
7'4", 300 pounds, runs a mile in less than 6 minutes.
Now, if Sipple, I've run a 6-minute mile, but I felt like, at the state, Kurt McKeever,
but you're not
verify.
7'4".
No, I weighed 150, and it was like I was sprinting the whole way.
Right.
I felt like
sure.
that.
I feel the same way
Yeah.
too. I did it one time.
I mean, I'm running as fast as I can.
Yes. Yep.
For that.
Yeah, and this guy at 7'4", 300 did it apparently.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Edey was good. Jaden Ivey, they're saying is a lottery pick, was pretty good, 17 points. I don't know. I mean, it was a dominant performance.
Yeah, the stats aren't even like that impressive for Purdue. I mean, 9 for 29 on threes. It's not that great.
No, it's good.
They only out-rebounded Nebraska by 10. That's pretty low for a big team like that. I mean, the fact you got within 10 there is good. It's just I'm trying to find any sort of positives.
There wasn't.
There's not. I mean, the game was over 4 minutes in. It was over.
Tominaga
predictably over.
Tominaga hit a couple late threes. It was kind of predictable.
Like I want to stop yelling about the team, but I will because my care factor is so low, which is sad.
I know. Okay, what's the?
But there's just nothing I can cling to that says this is progress. This is going the right direction. It's just a waste of time.
Well, as I said,
Harrison?
Waste
of time.
Well, that's sad. I mean, and I meant it. I wasn't really making fun of you, but they are out of NIT contention even on January 17th. I thought going into the season that was the minimum expectation. Make the NIT. Third year. What is that asking for too much?
No, it's not.
500.
I mean, they were terrible the first 2 years, so asking for a huge leap, I guess maybe was a little bit much, but show us the reason why we should believe in you.
Yeah,
and you have hope.
Miles in his last season was 19-17. Okay, 19-17. He won 19 games. This team's won 6, and they'll be lucky to get to 10. I think they can, by the way, get to 10. which will be just sort of annoying. God, okay, once again, very negative. But won't it be sort of annoying if they get to 10? Because all the Fred lovers, all the media that falls all over Fred will say, see, they won 4. Yeah.
And then you
they
say it
love
right.
4.
Take a breath and think about what you just said.
They
went
won
4 and
4.
16.
Sip, come on now. They won 4.
And you say they lost 16.
So
what are we doing here?
Even if they win, it's kind of annoying, right? I mean, because people are going to
Who
overreact.
says they won 4?
Oh, you'll hear it.
And
trust me, you'll hear
what
it.
are they thinking when they say that
You'll
in
hear
terms
it.
of that being a
You'll hear it.
positive thing?
You'll hear it. You'll hear it.
Oh, they didn't go win-less. Okay.
Yeah. No, you'll hear
Oh,
it.
they won 2 games. Perfect. That's what
Okay.
I'm talking about here.
What's the spread tonight?
Okay, Audie, look that up. Sorry. Let's guess
I
it.
don't know
Let's
it.
guess it first before I pull it up.
Indiana has to be a favorite, but it can't be by much. On the road, it's hard to beat anybody, including Nebraska.
Okay, the spread tonight in Lincoln. Oh, come on, don't freeze. I had it. Okay. Here we go. What was your guess? What's your guess again? I haven't.
Indiana is 5-point favorite.
Indiana is what I think is about right, a 9-point favorite
Jeez,
tonight.
That's high. That's high.
They are 12-4. They are 3-3 in conference play. They're coming off of a loss to Iowa by 9.
At Iowa.
Iowa
comes back with a nice road win at Minnesota, by the way, 10-point road win at Minnesota. Now, stop. Okay, what Indiana is a very good defensive team. Okay, that's trouble. And they got a big that's good. Not Trace Jackson Davis is good, but not great. He's not Zach Edey. He's definitely not Kofi. And he's not overly big. I mean, I think they probably list him at 6'9".
He's just really athletic.
Very athletic. And he's
Really
playing really hard.
athletic.
See, Indiana is in this mode of they desire that tournament. You're going to get Indiana's best shot tonight. You know what? Me picking Nebraska, which I did in the paper today.
How could you do that? Why?
Yeah, probably not a great pick.
What would
Because
give
it's
you?
bound to happen
I
at
don't
some
care.
point.
What would give you an indication they're going to win tonight?
Did it just generally
Because they pushed Illinois last week.
Yeah, that they're tough at home, like most teams are good at home. Nebraska's good at home. It's a 5 p.m. tip-off. You might catch Indiana flat. You might catch Nebraska flat, though.
Because it's going to be probably a flat crowd.
Right. I just think it's bound to happen. What I'm getting.
That's your reasoning.
That's the best I can come up with.
Life should have that. It should happen because that's what life is.
You don't think that's a good reason
No.
to pick them?
No. Indiana covers the 9 tonight.
No. I'm not going to bet
Well, it
with
might
you.
be close. What about the last 5 minutes of the game? They
The
might
game
pull
will
away.
be close. The game will be close.
I don't see that. That's what I'm saying.
Think about recent
it
results.
could be tight, but I have them covering the 9.
Think about recent results. Good teams coming into Lincoln. Ohio State overtime wins. Ohio
Fresh
State
off
wins.
like a 12-day pause for COVID.
Yeah, Illinois comes in here, has to scratch out a win late. Last 4
Nebraska
minutes.
played well in that game.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah. And I think that Indiana, I don't know. And I will say this, though. I'll see what Harrison thinks about this. I don't know that Illinois is a lot better than Indiana. I don't know that they are. Their ranking would suggest that.
Purdue,
DeCourcy, Michael
Yeah.
DeCourcy has Illinois, I think, as a 5 seed. Indiana, I don't think Illinois is that far ahead of Indiana. I don't.
Oh, they got a good 1-2 punch with Frazier and
Coburn.
Coburn.
And Coburn. And I just think Indiana's defense and that Trace Jackson Davis factor is it's pretty impressive. And they're deeper than you think. They bring guys off the bench that are pretty good. It's not just Trace Jackson Davis is what I'm saying. They'll have guys that can beat you. It'll be ugly tonight. It'll be ugly. Nebraska will stay within 9, and I'm going to stay with Nebraska winning. Last game was 66-55. That game was in Indiana. This game will be a little more high.
65.
No,
Lost by 13. What'd you say the score was?
66-55.
Oh, they said 65.
No,
Okay,
66,
gotcha.
55. I'm going off the
I'm
top of
hearing
my
things
head.
here.
I'm going off the top of my head. Harrison is looking it up. It was 66-55, or I'm not Steve
I think they
Sybil.
lost by more than that.
No, they did not.
Harrison's going to confirm
Harrison's
here.
got it.
Give us the score of that first game.
God, this is
Harrison.
bad radio. We got to do better. We got to be better.
I think it was a different score.
66-55. Oh,
68.
68
That's a 13-point loss. That's what I was saying.
68 to 55.
Thank you, Harrison.
Okay, it's 11, 13. 60. I was off by 2. 68-55. Little higher scoring tonight. Nebraska scores 74. Indiana scores 67. Bam.
If you want some potentially good news here.
I just said Nebraska's going to win.
I did, and I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Here's some potentially 2 good bits of good news for Nebraska before we get to break for basketball. 5 of their next 7 games are in Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's number 1. Good. Number 2, Trey McGowan will return this week at some point. I don't know if it's tonight or if it's the next game. He's supposed to return this week. So there is your beat of light here.
That should help. The games are tough though. The home games are tough.
Once again, Indiana, Nebraska tonight, 5:00 BTN at PBA. Hoosiers are a 9-point favorite.
I wonder. We should ask the question to our listeners: does it bother them, turn them off that both of us are considering not watching the game?
It's a fair question to ask.
Yeah. Is it
listeners 464-5685? Bad luck, or do you understand where we're coming from?
And I
will track the game.
I will tell them. I would tell the listeners that for my duties at the newspaper right now, at the website, whatever, I'm writing a lot of football this week. A lot of football. I got Charles Thompson column coming. Casey's father. Got a running backs column coming. I'm in on football right now. This team is not in NIT contention, Nebraska.
No.
All right.
There's no postseason.
Right.
The
It's
season's
not
over.
even in NIT contention. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I mean, is it I want to hear what people say. Is it egregious for us, Lincoln radio co-hosts, that we're considering not watching the game tonight? I just want to be transparent. Yeah, you'll track it. And I'm not dead set on not watching it. I might watch it. I wonder what my bosses are thinking right now. Did we need to watch it?
They're 0-7, man.
They're not going to make the NIT.
The teams.
I could revisit this team in the final 5 games and feel just okay.
I'm really curious
How
about
do
the
people-
attendance tonight.
Well, I want to know what people think about us.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
they can influence me. They can influence me. If they say bad move, guys,
I'll probably catch some of it, but not all of it. All right. When we come back, we have Song of the Day, and there's a man in the NFL has more swag than you and I could ever have. That's up next, an early break in the ticket. Last thing before break, guys, it's getting darker and colder outside every day. That means your time playing golf, tennis, whatever you do outside is getting limited, but you can always find things to do inside, including craft axe throwing in Lincoln. They're open 7 days a week from 4 to 9 p.m. on Monday through Thursday, from noon to 11 on Friday, Saturday, and from noon to 9 on Sunday. Parties and events are welcome anytime. For more information, call them at 402-802-9696 or go to craftaxethrowing.com. That's Craft Axe Throwing, 18th and N in Lincoln.
Hey, ticket listeners, it's Cristiano Simonetta, the voice of the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and I for Outside the Box every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. talking Stars, hockey, and more. Outside the Box every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's your check. Come back and see us again, okay?
What?
Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We are built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
I'm Jenny Benson. I taught for 32 years. Educators are used to the challenges of a typical school year, but the last year plus was far from typical. Yet everyone leaned in and found creative ways to adapt, innovate, and persevere. Behind each student were resourceful families and dedicated educators who reached out with open arms of support. Because of all the ways we work together, our students continued to learn, grow, and thrive.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in the station.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Winter weather advisory will be in effect this afternoon through tomorrow morning. We'll top out near 45, but see falling temps this afternoon. Strong northwest winds developing, gusting 35 to 40, and a chance of rain changing to snow this evening into tonight. Total accumulations of 1 to 3 inches will be possible. Only a high of around 19 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Breeze blows outside. I don't bring strong thoughts so warm, and they go deep inside. Oh, yeah, and I never felt alone. Alright, that's you. Friends say I'll change, I don't listen, 'cause I live to be deep inside of you.
Song of the day, Deep Inside of You by Third Eye Blind. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
You said, boy, make a girl feel good. But still, deep inside, I never felt alone till I met you. I'm alright on my own. And then I met you, and I know what to do if I just knew what's coming.
All right, okay. Once again, your Song of the Day, Deep Inside of You by Third Eye Blind. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
That song begs a question, Jake. Were you emasculated over the weekend?
No, I was not. I hadn't played Third Eye Blind for a long time.
Yeah, that would be
I was
okay
trying
if
to
you don't
find a
do
Third
that.
Eye Blind song because
Yeah.
I've played the hits before. I played Semi Charmed Life. I played Jumper.
happened?
I played How's It Gonna Be.
What happened?
I just
How about some Jimi Hendrix?
you ask for Jimi Hendrix every day.
How about some Eric Clapton?
You ask for Eric Clapton every day.
How about some Mellencamp?
Maybe I played him once or twice.
Something with a little more oomph. That's getting a low score.
Well, listen, I had
You've
all
gotten a lot of high scores.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I this is like the bell curve. It's got to come
Yeah,
down at some
yeah,
point, right?
yeah, it's
You
coming.
can't stay on top forever.
Here comes the curve.
Yeah,
Here comes the curve.
He's
What
coming
happened?
screaming down the
Why-
hill.
Why did you play that like deep cut?
It's not deep cut.
Is that not deep cut?
That's probably maybe like their seventh biggest song.
Deep cut. Third Eye Blind.
But they had a lot of songs. Maybe sixth biggest song.
Harris ain't giving that a score either. He's not. You're getting low all the way around today.
I'm fine with it.
It had a nice sound. It did.
Okay,
It did.
There's one compliment there.
It did.
had a nice
Definitely
sound
has
to
a,
it.
It definitely has a nice sound. And it's not like it's well done. I mean, Third Eye Blind's gonna do quality music. It's just a curious pick on a Monday. I would think you'd want to get Monday rolling, and you came with that.
Yeah, I did.
I would think you'd bring it on Monday.
I brought it. You just didn't catch it.
It was quality music. Just an odd
I'm waiting
choice.
for a score here.
5.8.
Okay, I'm surprised. I thought you'd be like in the 3s or 4s with your
No,
description.
It's quality.
All right, Harrison. Not
Not
as high.
that. Not a
No.
5.8.
I'm gonna go with just 2.6.
Yeah, he's not very touchy feely.
No,
Harrison,
not at all.
He kind of giggled, in fact, when that song got into.
Never a good sign if he's giggling.
Yeah, 3.3.
Oh,
3.7.
What did I say? 3.6 or 3.7? Oh, I said 2.6.
Yeah. Yeah, I
sounds
said
kind of
3.3.
sappy,
Yeah,
says Harrison.
just a little. I'm interested in what the text line says.
Oh, let's see.
Then I'm interested in what the text line says about our question.
Yes. Okay. Michael in Carolina says a 6. Dreadful from Scott. It's a 1.5.
Okay.
Jennifer says, 5.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
See, that's really low for
She's
Jennifer.
been pretty low recently. I haven't got above a 7 from here for a long time.
You got to do better tomorrow.
6.9 from Cody.
Okay, Cody.
7 from Rod. Eric
7. Rod liked that.
Eric says 1.7. Eric. He says love Third Eye Blind, but how can you somehow pick some of the worst songs from really good bands? How do you do that? Damn you, Jake. Damn you. 1.7.
Eric.
Milkman says pretty much crap. Good job, Jake. Way to start the week off.
That's
strong.
what I thought. Why I thought you'd come with something.
R.
today.
Corey says a 3.
R. Corey.
Yeah. Another Corey that wants to be R's. He
Yeah,
says,
okay. Okay.
3.5. You can also be R. Corey.
Yeah, you're both R. Corey.
Sanderson says, no, 2.2.
No.
Solid 10. Hendrix would be a 0.
Oh, come on.
How about that?
All right.
3.5 from Space Cadet. 3.17 from Taylor and a 2 from Cam, who
Pretty
says, go
low.
Bengals.
Pretty low, Jake. Okay, we asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it concerning or more than concerning? Are we failing in our duties as Lincoln Radio Sports Talk co-host if we actively miss tonight's Indiana-Nebraska basketball game at PBA?
Here are all the
If we
texts
do-
that came
if
in.
we don't watch the game, are we falling short of our duty?
Here are the responses I had got on the text line in order to that from when we asked the question. Someone says, I'm highly considering not watching the game either. You're good.
Okay.
Matt says, we understand it's miserable watching this team.
Okay.
Next up, Joe says, why would anybody want to watch tonight? It's a lost season. That's 3 straight. Okay. Number 4, Corey says, it would concern me more if you had any interest in watching the game. I've had a personal boycott for the last 6 games.
Okay.
Okay. Trent says, hell no, most fans won't be. I saw free tickets several places.
Okay.
That's 6 straight texts saying they don't care. Faisal says, at this point, I'm just watching to see how far off the rails this can go.
Okay.
That's, self-harm there, basically. Someone says, completely understandable to not watch. Time is valuable, and this is simply not a good investment in time.
Okay.
Sanderson says, how could I criticize you for not watching when I have no intention at all of watching? Why make a Monday worse than they already are?
Was that Sanderson?
Yeah. Joel says it's bad and understandable at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's the first one saying,
yeah,
poor luck, but I get it.
I have some guilt. And I haven't made my final decision yet. I might watch. Go ahead. Keep going.
This is what I said I was going to read that. I'm curious how your thoughts. This is why I needed somebody to push back. Okay.
We need
this is
some
what I
pushback.
got.
Okay.
Text. This is Dexter. No name.
Okay.
Honestly, you guys add nothing as far as basketball insight, just constant bitching. It would be nice if you just kept Nebraska out of your mouth. I've tried. I've tried, Dexter.
Well, I mean, Dexter, you got to give us some
Why
suggestions.
can't I constantly bitch about a team that's 0-7 and it has lost many games by a lot of points?
Yeah, Dexter. Well, I got to ask him a couple questions. Suggestion. How do you turn the conversation positive for a team that's been eliminated from NIT contention on January 17th? I mean, what do you want us to talk about exactly? What's interesting to you about this team? Trey McGowan's coming back.
Okay, that's okay. Good story.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
but they
nothing.
weren't great with Trey McGowan's in the lineup.
They lost to Western Illinois,
Right.
and they got smoked by Creighton.
Right.
He got hurt that game,
He
I
got
know,
hurt
but still.
that game, but I mean, okay, but it is, the local team. We're getting some
I know
calls.
what's going on.
We're getting some calls here. Well, it is the Nebraska men's basketball team that we cover. You're starting to eliminate teams. I mean, you can't just eliminate all the bad teams or we wouldn't be covering much. And we don't do this for football, by the way, Jake. We don't have this conversation about football, right? Right?
Well, there's only 12 games. Yeah. They play once a week, not 2 times or 3 times a week.
Yeah, they're in a 4-game and 10-day stretch here. 4 games in 10 days. I want to see what these calls say.
I don't think they're anything at all.
You don't?
There's nothing there.
They're just what are you going
on? Some spam calls. Let's go with that.
Did you think there's some spam calls coming in?
I think, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of spam calls going in.
Okay.
Okay, so again, there you go. There's your response. Someone else, Kent says, I wouldn't ask you to clean up my dog's barf. So that request to you guys to watch seems unreasonable.
Huh. We had one out of how many?
Like 20
pushback.
Yep.
One that pushed back. I just want some suggestions on how to keep it positive. I do think tonight is a W for Nebraska.
I don't.
The best I can do is they're bound.
I like your positivity, but I think you're crazy. Yeah. Before we get to break, last thing I want to tell you that that Bills game, Buffalo Bills and Patriots on Saturday night.
Yes.
I didn't see this during the game. I saw it yesterday. Yeah. I saw a post on Twitter. Do you know who was in the stands, shirtless, cheering for the Buffalo Bills on Saturday in 8-degree weather with wind? None other than the wonderful, the great Ryan Fitzpatrick, also known as Ryan Fitzmagic, my beloved former Dolphins quarterback. The only team he didn't play for in the AFC East was New England. He played for the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins. And he's still, I guess the season's over, but he was on a 1-year deal with the football team, Washington. He played in 1 game. He got hurt.
He was out there shirtless.
He had his big beard, had his wonderful luscious hair, and he had no shirt on.
You're kidding me.
At 39 years old. That guy has more swag than I could ever dream of. I would never be shirtless at 8 degrees.
I'm amazed that people can do that. I am a snowflake when it comes to that. There's no way I'm doing that.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is a tough dude.
Yeah.
He got hurt this year and didn't play after the first game, but he's still tough.
He is.
He's still tough.
Yeah, he had a good career.
I'm a Dolphins fan, and that dude was tough in Miami. Tough as nails. And I will always respect him. And that was hilarious to see him out there.
It's amazing.
just with the season over last week, I'll go watch the Bills, my former team. Let's go cheer them on. Top of the hour next. Hey, Kirk Ferentz has 7 more years at Iowa. Will Nebraska ever get over their woes against him? That's up next in an early break of the ticket.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's your check. Come back and see us again, okay?
What?
Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels & Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese. Great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels & Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
The likelihood that you're going to have a guy that's as talented or even a step up from what you shipped away in Adrian Martinez, right? That's slim. You're going to have to conform your offense, your game plan to this quarterback, and this quarterback and all those guys on that offensive side of the ball are going to have to buy in this season. And that's one thing, right, is that this coaching staff has to relay that message that there is no choice.
Yeah.
You're either bought in or we're going to do this thing without you.
Weekdays from 2 to 3 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Dan Friedman. In recent years, over 1/3 of all Nebraska traffic crashes have been caused by drivers aged 15 to 19. If you're a teen driver, don't become another statistic. Keep your eyes on the road. And if you're a parent, please remember that safe driving habits start with you. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices. For almost 60 years, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Harns. In boys basketball on Tuesday, the Lincoln Christian Crusaders had a huge offensive night with a season high in points. They put up 84 against Boys Town in a win, 84-42. Easton Marchbank led the team in points with 23, a personal season high. Also on Tuesday, Parkview Christian fell to Palmyra 66-64 in the opening round of the Mudecas tournament. In boys swimming at the Lincoln Southwest Triangular, the Southwest boys team had a strong outing. Lincoln Southwest dominated the entire event, having the best times for every event. They beat the Navigators 236-106 and the Bearcats 221-163. Kearney would come in second, and Lincoln North Star came in at third. The Lincoln Southwest girls would also defeat North Star 230-125 and Kearney 218-170. Kearney would come in second and North Star again at third. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they're hiring for production operators at $21.72 an hour and other select jobs starting at $23.42 an hour, with wages growing up to $27.55 an hour. Continental also has salary jobs available with great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And the Lincoln Journal-Star's Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break. Always can watch the show on the Sauter Heyman Tech video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can comment on the text line 402-464-5685 or call there. The show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Martin Luther King Day, Jake.
Yes, that's right.
A lot of people off work today.
Yes, not us. We were here.
A lot of, but would you say a lot of people are off?
Yeah, all the banks, schools are out today.
Yep.
So
maybe that. So are we?
People,
does that affect our listenership?
It might. People might be asleep right now. But if you're awake, you can always text us. Let us know. 402-464-5685. A little roll call late in the action here. A late in the action roll call on the text line.
Do it.
464-5685. Text us your name, where you're listening from.
Is the Baldwin shop? Are the Baldwin shop guys working?
I don't know.
Would the city employees work today? Is the Baldwin shop active today?
Well, there's no plowing to do because
well, they still work. There wasn't a lot of plowing to do, I wouldn't think, over the weekend. Although Harrison had to do some snow removal.
Yeah,
I did my snow removal.
I shoveled.
Did you?
I live like in an area with like 12 townhouses, so I always do all their entryways.
You're kidding me.
It's gonna take like an hour.
Good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's good. It's good exercise and it's good Samaritan things to do.
Okay. Now, so it's Martin Luther King Day, an important day. We're about to talk about Iowa football, which concerns me that people will just turn it to a station that plays Third Eye Blind.
Good Third Eye Blind, by the way. Somebody who's in a dour mood over there.
I'm not in a dour mood.
Oh, but the song. It's a great song.
You came with a bad one today.
No, it's a good.
5.8.
Okay, so here's a number that you're gonna want to know.
Yeah.
How about this for two numbers, actually?
Okay.
If I said these numbers, would people know what I'm talking about? $23 million and $0 million. You know what that is?
What?
That's the difference of buyouts for coaches between Nebraska football and Iowa football.
Oof. Go ahead.
Because Kirk Ferentz, as we all know, has been at Iowa since 1999, the longest tenured coach in college football, and he's sticking around quite a bit longer. He signed on Friday an extension with Iowa to the 2029 season.
Through the 2029 season. Through.
Which he will then be 74 at the end of it. Yeah, he'll be 74 years old at the end of that season, which would give him 30 years as the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
He effectively signed an 8-year, $56 million deal. He's now going to make $7 million per season.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I know that for some reason, I don't know why, because he beats us all the time, but Nebraska fans make fun of Kirk Ferentz, or people do, because it's a boring operation. But guess what? They win football games. They're tough. They know what they're going to do. They know that you know what they're going to do.
Okay, here's the
deal.
deal.
Just win.
Let's get right to the heart of this. Now, I have to on the air acknowledge something that I said in June and July of 2020. Remember what happened in June and July of 2020 at Iowa, Jake? Do you remember? That's when allegations of racial disparities within the Iowa program came to light. Remember that? That was a pretty big news story that summer.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Chris Doyle.
Yeah. A lot of stuff coming out on Twitter, a lot of social media, there was a lot of turmoil in that. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. There's a lot of turmoil in that program in June of 2020, July of 2020. There's a pending lawsuit that will go to trial in 2023, which obviously Iowa's brass are not concerned about, right?
Apparently not.
Okay. Then, of course, in the midst of that comes a global pandemic. Okay. All right. That's still prevalent. But what does Ferentz do? What does Iowa football do? On the heels of that very tumultuous time in the program, in 2 years, the program goes 16-6 with a 7-1 record in trophy games, 2 top 25 finishes, and a Big Ten West championship. That's how Iowa responds to that. That I think shows strong leadership. I mean, he had to rectify some issues in his program that were serious.
Yep.
He apparently has, to a pretty large extent, because he just signed an extension through 2029, and they win at a high level. They won at a high level on the heels of that very difficult time in the program. It's really impressive. It's impressive leadership. And I'm sure I know there's still people, prominent alumni, that don't think he should be the coach there because of what happened.
Interesting.
There's still that.
Yeah, I wonder what the general sentiment is. Like, what percentage of fans
the general sentiment
are happy that he is being retained versus they think he should go for either, for what happened in this. According to Hawks Central, which is, I don't know which organization that is, but Hawks Central writes, off the field, Iowa players have commended Kirk Ferentz for the work he's done to make the program more comfortable and inclusive for all players. It's not, I'm telling you though, there's still criticism in that regard, but not, I mean, the proof is sort of in the pudding. It can't be that bad in the program if they're winning at that level, right? There can't be horrible locker room issues. Have you heard any outcry for a while?
Not for a while.
Yeah, right.
Well, keep talking, but
I don't recall anything recently where I've heard somebody critical of Kirk Ferentz for the way he's treated people again, or if there's any sort of racial tension at all. Right? I haven't heard that since 2020. Maybe there's a story brought up at some point where somebody, I think.
Oh, you still hear a little bit.
I think didn't Akram Wadley say something about it?
I don't know.
Running back?
I don't know.
I believe this is back when originally it came out, but ever since then, I just haven't really heard much about it, and much negativity toward the Iowa program and Ferentz from a lot of people. Now, I'm not involved in Iowa media all the time. I don't look at their mentions, but sometimes that stuff blows up and becomes viral. I haven't seen it at all from Iowa.
Well, there is news that came out yesterday or recent days that the Iowa Athletics Department, had formed an alumni advisory committee in the wake of players alleging the football program fostered a culture of racism and bullying. But the news came out that Ferentz last week abruptly dissolved the advisory committee, which is a volunteer group. He just says he thinks it's an appropriate time to do so. Coincides, of course, with his long contract extension. Not the best look. It's not the best look for Iowa, I don't think. He actually decided this back in November, but it just got announced recently. That's the way I understand it. There is a former Hawkeye lineman, offensive lineman, David Porter, who suggested to a group in a chain text message on January 2nd that it's time to bring in a new head football coach, football staff, and athletic director. He says Ferentz is loyal to a fault to his staff that will fall on the sword for his son, the offensive coordinator, Brian. and his staff because he thinks it's the right thing to do. This is what David Porter, the former offensive lineman, said. Former Iowa offensive lineman. The only way I see to save his legacy, protect the program, help those kids, and continue to move forward at the same time is for Kirk to retire. Now that's just that. I mean, so that's criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's not the common criticism, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
That feels like it's an outlier.
Right. On Friday, 3 days after the committee was disbanded. Okay. This is all a little hard to put together, but on Friday, 3 days after the committee was disbanded, that's when Iowa announced Ferentz signed a contract extension through the 2029 season. He'll earn $7 million annually before bonuses. Okay. Under the contract, Iowa will pay Ferentz between $42.5 million and $48.5 million, depending on the month, if it were to terminate him next season without cause. They would owe him an excess of $40 million if next year goes off the rails and he's fired without cause.
Plan that to
No, it's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No. Well, the thing is, Iowa doesn't go off the rails.
Well, they are
right.
They're so stable,
right? They don't go off the rails. They have guys coming back. Laporte is coming back. Jack Campbell's coming back.
I mean, they had the 1-4-8 year in 2012 when Nebraska won their division, went to the title game.
Right.
But other than that, they have been consistently in a bowl game or contending for the Big Ten West every year. Every year. It's not pretty. They're just stable, man.
I was surprised about this news of the contract extension because Ferentz had said not that long ago that he didn't plan to coach after age 70.
Okay.
So he changed course on that. Okay. Now you're looking at Ferentz coaching through 2029 to age 74.
Do you think he makes it all the way?
They're recruiting at a real high level.
Okay, that's 7 years away now, though.
Right.
So we'll see. Iowa has done a really good job again of being a consistent program that's always had a chance to win their division, and is more often ranked than not. They're usually a ranked team. They usually are going to a good bowl game, and yeah, they're getting guys to the NFL consistently. Tight ends. We had talked about Noah Fant, T.J. Hawkinson, all the linemen for days, linebackers for days. They have a program put in place that's working. It's stable. But that's why I'm asking: Can Nebraska crack that code themselves here? Because Iowa's got it going on. We would beg for stability here as long as it was winning stability.
Yeah.
It's
your tune on all that.
It's one thing to have
change your tune, Jake.
On what?
On Iowa, on Nebraska's expectation, because you used to rail against Nebraska becoming like Iowa.
Well, then Nebraska fell to pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right. We did make fun of Iowa because we thought that they were happy with 7-5.
Not we. You.
And Nebraska was going 9-10 wins, and we wanted more. Nebraska fans wanted more. And in fact, they got it torn all away from them.
Right now, Iowa is a bear. Now, listen to this. Listen to this, though. They're a bear, right? For Nebraska. They've been a bear. Iowa in 2021 just signed the number 24 ranked class per the 24/7 Sports Composite, which was Iowa's highest finish in over 15 years. Not great. 24 is not great, but for Iowa, it's good. This year's class is ranked number 27 and features the highest ranked prospect in program history in this safety, Xavier. Hard to pronounce his last
higher
name.
Than Epinesa.
Yeah. Highest ranked prospect in program history in this safety, and another in-state All-American in defensive lineman Aaron Graves. The Hawkeyes' next class, Jake, the 2023 class, is already ranked number 12. And Iowa is firmly in play for a 5-star offensive lineman in state. They have a 5-star kid in state, offensive lineman, Caden Proctor.
Okay.
5. Mm-hmm. Hello. And then there's an Iowa football legacy named Kyler Casper, who's a wide receiver. Now, obviously, Ferentz has assured those type of players the next wave that he's going to be there, right?
Yeah, but he has. But he's been there for a long time, and he continues to be a guy that just won't go away.
Well, it's 'cause-
Remember the whole
well, here's the
concept
thing.
of New Kirk a couple years ago? And that was supposed to be like a different way he operated on the sidelines and how he
little
did
more
the
aggressive.
offense. Yeah, I mean, a little. He has been a little more aggressive. He's still old Kirk. There's not much new Kirk at all.
How about that though?
But it works.
How about now? We just got to back up. Think about this. The guy has lasted. I mean, all I do is tip my cap to a guy who's lasted 23 years. That is
in today's day and age, that does not happen.
Not very
Nick Saban is winning championships. That's why he's been there for so long in Alabama, right? You know, he's winning titles. If he had won one title and was falling short, he might not be the coach at Bama anymore.
Right.
It's just you don't see coaches go longer than 10 years all that often. And he's at 23.
Longest tenured head coach in college football. Amazing. He's the oldest at 67 right now. He's only the 8th oldest, actually. The 8th oldest head coach in college football. 8th oldest at 67. I don't know who's older.
Saban's older.
Yeah. Is he?
There's going to be 7 more guys then, or 6 more guys.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have that list, but he's the 8th oldest at 67. And you can see Ferentz is in good shape. He takes care of himself, obviously. Doesn't seem to be slipping at all. I mean, there's guys that have slipped a little bit, like Les Miles, didn't age as well. People age. Some people age better than others, right? Kirk, I'd say Kirk, first name basis, is aging pretty well. Man, that's big news now. He's there through 2020.
He has beaten Nebraska 7 straight times. Nebraska has had many chances to beat him in that stretch.
Okay.
Last year, up by 15 points, lose the game.
Shift gears to Nebraska. Starting, I mean, more and more media is recognizing that Frost, Tom Chattel, the Omaha World Herald columnist, wrote about over the weekend that Frost has made some smart moves with his staff, getting Casey Thompson from the transfer portal from Texas. So I think about the possibility of Frost saving this operation at Nebraska, saving his hide and continuing on and lasting 23 years. Would that be something?
It would be something. I just can't imagine the consistency of having a coach that long. I know Osborne was here forever. Devaney was here. You had consistency. In
23 years would take Frosty to 70. Will he be a 70-year-old Frost on this sidelines? Jake, our lines
are jacked up, apparently,
according to
Harrison.
Yeah. And if you're trying to call
to
the show and you're not getting through, Harrison, our EP, has just informed us that the lines are jacked up.
That can make things interesting for the game show next segment. Then.
Oh, God.
Hopefully we get a call in there. Yeah. I know what people are trying.
I'll tell you who else's lines are jacked up. It's Nebraska.
Harrison's laid it out there perfectly.
Well, mainly the offensive line, not so much the defensive line, or not really the defensive line. And I wouldn't even say the defensive line's jacked up. It has been, but not this year.
Yep.
What are you hearing from the people?
Let's see. The people.
Okay, the phone lines are jacked up. The text line's fine.
Text line's fine. It was jacked up Friday. It's back though. This is predictable.
Okay.
Hey, Sip, how many titles does Kirk Ferentz have?
Yeah, none. Well, he has a Big Ten title.
How many natties? They said. How many natties?
No natties. No natties. No natties.
Okay, let's see. If someone says, if Frost lasts 23 years, Sip, I would kiss your butt until we drew a crowd.
That's interesting phrase.
Okay, all right.
Interesting phrase.
Space Cadet says, we had winning stability with Pelini and everyone complained.
Stability and Pelini don't really match up.
The wins were there.
Yeah.
Then there's other stuff.
There were problems. I mean, I don't mean that recklessly either. I mean, the administration created a bad situation for Bo, and he didn't respond that well. Meaning, when they hired Eichhorst, Bo knew his fate, and he knew what he was up against. And I think it was difficult for him. Clearly, it was difficult for him to handle. Okay,
mm-hmm.
Iowa Think about it, Jake. I mean, think about the conversation. Gary Barta and Kirk Ferentz have a very strong relationship. Okay. Barta is very supportive of Ferentz. Do you think that has anything to do, Jake? You listening?
I'm listening.
Do you think that has anything to do with Iowa beating Nebraska 7 times? Is Iowa's stability at the top of the athletic department versus Nebraska's this recent trend of instability? Not talking about so much about, well, not now, not with Trev Alberts, but I mean, when you go back over the years, the relationship between Peterson Solich, the relationship between Eichhorst Pelini. I mean, it wasn't perfect with Moose and Frost. Barta Ferentz, on the other hand, same page.
They're on the same page, and they have been for a long time.
Right.
And they are going forward for 7 more years.
I mean,
30 years.
It matters, Jake. That stability matters, okay? Ferentz tied for first in the Big Ten in 2004, 7-1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for first in 2002. So 2002, 8-0.
The Brad Banks time.
Yeah. 2002, 8-0 in the league. 2004, 7-1 in the league, tie for first. That's it. That's it.
Well, Kirk Ferentz again.
2002 and 2004.
Well, he's had a good run though. Still, and the run is not over yet. He's got.
Well, they just went 10-4.
He's got 7 more years to go.
They just went 10-4.
So we'll see if he makes it to the end of the tenure, or if he resigns. I don't know. There's no sign of that. He'll probably retire at Iowa after the 2029 season.
Yeah.
They're just going to be fine with it. Iowa knows what they have. They know their product. They know it's not sexy. They know it wins enough games to be competitive and have a chance to win the West. And hopefully some year can win the championship.
Just went 7-2 in the league.
Yeah, it worked. It wasn't always pretty, but guess what? They won. Before we get to break, it is our day to give out Beatrice Bakery Care Package. Today, we always appreciate the work of Lincoln Fire and Rescue, and we'll give today's package to Station 8 at 2760 South 17th in Van Dorn. They will give them a care package today because of all the work they do. Obviously, it's a very difficult job being a firefighter, and we appreciate the fire and rescue out there. So Station 8 today will be our recipient of our Beatrice Bakery Care Package. You can always buy your own gifts at beatricebakery.com. Liqueur cakes, coffee cake, fruit cakes, and more. Again, we thank you to our guys, Rick and the staff at Beatrice Bakery, for providing this. And today, Station 8 of Lincoln Fire and Rescue at 17th and Van Dorn is our recipient of our care package. When we come back, we will get to, I don't like giving Tom Brady praise. You know that. I am a Tom Brady hater.
Yep.
As a Dolphins fan.
Throw that word around a lot.
But I'm going to give him some praise. And is there a chance this guy plays till he's 50 years old? I don't see why he can't. It's up next on Early Break in the Ticket.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
This is Dan Friedman. In recent years, over 1/3 of all Nebraska traffic crashes have been caused by drivers aged 15 to 19. If you're a teen driver, don't become another statistic. Keep your eyes on the road. And if you're a parent, please remember that safe driving habits start with you. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices. For almost 60 years, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Bagels and Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Working at Continental of Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they're hiring for production operators at $21.72 an hour and other select jobs starting at $23.42 an hour, with wages growing up to $27.55 an hour. Continental also has salary jobs available with great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljob.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Winter weather advisory will be in effect this afternoon through tomorrow morning. We'll top out near 45, but see falling temps this afternoon. Strong northwest winds developing, gusting 35 to 40, and a chance of rain changing to snow this evening into tonight. Total accumulations of 1 to 3 inches will be possible. Only a high of around 19 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And now a limerick from the world of Yum.
There once was a man in a bind. He's got the best wife in all mankind. And with Valentine's Day not that far away, he needs the greatest gift he can find. Jewelry can be hit or miss, and that vacuum was quickly dismissed. Flowers, they die. Homemade, don't be that guy. But what about that bakery in Beatrice? Liqueur cakes, you'll eat every crumb. Fruit cakes made with brandy, bourbon, and rum. And those chocolate cake squares. Do I have to drive you there? Get yourself to the world of Yum.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I have a question for you. It's a trivia question before Shut Up Simple begins in a few minutes from now. You want to know who led the NFL this year in both passing yards and touchdowns?
Or just segue into
just asking you a question.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady at 44 years old led the NFL with 5,316 passing yards.
Jeez.
43 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Zach, 22 times.
You are an NFL aficionado, so you can answer these questions for me. And now, just so our listeners understand who are just joining us, you know, we always talk about how I don't watch a lot of NFL. Well, I did watch a lot of NFL this weekend, and I will say I enjoyed it. My most enjoyment came Saturday night, not because New England was losing big, just because I was interested in the whole scene. And Buffalo is really good. Best defense in the NFL, right? And, I mean, and I don't know who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now, but Josh Allen has to be in the top 5.
Yes.
So what I'm asking you, Jake, is this. What does the picture of Tom Brady, old Tom Brady, look like compared to old Manning, Peyton Manning?
Okay.
What does that picture look like to you?
Well,
who is Tom Brady appreciably better than old Peyton Manning?
Yes, and the reasons why is this: you could see visibly the arm strength of Manning was gone.
That's why I thought Stone Ducks.
He always had a wobbly throat.
Okay.
but he had a better arm. You could just tell that thing was done. He had the neck issue. He had injuries that brought that. So maybe if he stays healthy that way, maybe he plays for a couple more years. But the arm of Peyton Manning was done.
What does
Tom Brady?
What does Brady's arm strength look like?
Let me tell you, if you had not watched the NFL the last 10 years at all, and you watched Tom Brady play, you would have no idea he's 44 years old. You think he's probably 33.
So his arm strength is not as good as it was when he was 34, though.
But it's not bad.
Not bad.
I mean, he still throws the deep ball well.
Okay.
He still has zip on it. I'm not seeing balls floated.
Okay.
Like there is zip on passes, and he fits them in tight windows. He honestly could play till he's 50.
You don't
he
know
just
that.
Led
That's 6 years, Jake.
The man is 44 years old and just had maybe one of his best years of his life.
I don't think you can say 50 right now. That's 6 years.
Tom
away.
Brady is the guy who's already pushing the limit, saying, "I'm 44." And look at this. You would never know. Like it's like Big Ben Roethlisberger. You could tell he's 39 years old. He is lumbering around. His arm strength's gone. Like that. Now that dude is done. That's the guy's aging like you're supposed to. Like, okay, he's aging out.
Yeah.
You almost made it to 40 years old. That's a great career. Congrats. Tom Brady's a robot, man. But
he treats himself really well.
I understand that. But he joked about it 2 years ago saying, I want to play till I'm 50. The way he has played this year, again, you would not know if you watched him play how old that guy is.
Okay,
he looks like he's in his young 30s.
I got a bunch of Sweet and Low that I've been putting in my coffee this morning. Would Brady put Sweet and Low in his coffee?
No.
My guess is not.
Brady probably drinks some organic tea all day long or organic coffee.
Yeah. He would even drink coffee, and would he put Sweet and Low in it? No.
No, he would. He's got probably the most crazy diet ever.
Takes care of himself.
He does. And
but
good for him.
50's really, when you say it so casually, play till he's 50.
It's not
casual. 6 years away, Jake.
He's 44 years old and showed literally zero signs of slowing down this year. Zero. Not one. Zip, zilch, nada. He ran the ball. He had his, I think, second longest run of his career this season. He's 44.
Okay.
I don't see a difference between him now from what he was 10 years ago.
I did this with Alex, grandson Alex, in the NBA last night. I'm going to do it with you at the NFL. Who you have in the Super Bowl right now? Who you have in the Super Bowl? Are the Bucks going back? Harrison said the Bucks are going back.
Yeah, I mean, they look
Harrison
really
says
good
the
yesterday.
Bucks are going back.
The problem is the Chris Godwin's out with injury. Fournette was hurt yesterday. They still were good. But the Eagles, I think, are a joke. They're a fraud. And then they proved it in that game. Like, to me, there's three teams that can make it out of the NFC. That's it. I don't buy the Rams. I don't buy the Cardinals.
You don't buy the Cardinals?
I do think the Niners could make it. The Niners are a team. I could see Packers, Niners, Bucks. That's it.
Okay.
No Rams.
Rank them, though.
Most likely?
Yeah. Top three out of the NFC. You got to rank the Packers number one, right?
Yeah, because they have home field advantage. I'd go them one. I would not be shocked if they didn't make it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I go, one, them, then the Bucks, and then the Niners.
Really?
But I seriously think that the Niners have a good chance of making it.
Is Jimmy G a championship quarterback?
He's made it before. He's already been in a Super Bowl, and they blew it. They had a 10-point lead and blew it to the Chiefs. And then last year he got hurt. People got pissed saying, let's get Trey Lance, forgetting he just got to the Super Bowl the previous year. Just forgot about that. Just forgot.
Okay, so you got the top three in the NFC. You have it to review: Green Bay,
Tampa.
Bucks, and then the 49ers.
Right.
How about the AFC? So you got to put the Bills number one.
The AFC, I think that we have a wonderful divisional round. Like, I could see all four of these teams making it to the Super Bowl. And that's good. You don't want to see a team that seems like an outlier. Like, there's no chance.
Rank
all
them.
Four of them have a chance.
Rank them.
In terms of what I think is the best chance
the
of
best
going
chance.
to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the Bills have the best chance. I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC.
Best defense with a quarterback who's healthy and a bear right now.
Number
right?
two, number two is the team playing against them this week, the Chiefs. I mean, those two are, I think, the best chance. Like, this is not the AFC title game, but it's viewed as, hey, this team who wins has the best chance of going to the Super Bowl. So there you go. That's that. And then I actually would probably go Bengals third, Titans fourth. The one seed I have is the worst team in that round.
Wow. Back to the
If
NFC.
people think I'm wrong, you can tell me. 464 5685. I watch a lot of football. The Titans are not a bad team. I just think the Bengals are on a heater right now. And they're playing with so much swag. And the Titans, I'm not sold on Tannehill. I love Tannehill as a person, as a former Dolphin, but he's not a guy that can win you a game if he has to with his arm. And Derrick Henry, how healthy is he? He's going to come back, but how much can you ride that horse in this game? Where would you put it at? What's your ranking?
Oh, come on. You can't ask
Bills,
me.
Chiefs, Bengals,
I mean,
Titans.
based on
That's
what
my
I
top
saw,
four.
I like the Bills a lot, and I like the Packers. And I think Packers, Bills. But come on, I'm not the guy to be asking this. I didn't watch much regular season football, but I enjoyed those playoff games. I don't know enough about the questions I'd ask you about the Niners. By the way, Daniel Bullock, safety coach, former Nebraska.
Wow, that's a good tidbit. Didn't know that.
Yeah, former Nebraska safety Daniel Bullock is the safeties coach for the 49ers, not the assistant.
He
He's
is the
the
guy.
safeties coach. Yeah. I'd have questions to you about the Niners defense. Is that a championship defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
Because I like their offense.
Oh, their defense is definitely championship
I
worthy.
love Kittle. I love Debo. I like Jimmy G. I like him. I think he can orchestrate a championship. I like
But
that.
he's
That's
helped by a wonderful offensive line. They have a great.
Well, there you go.
O-line.
There you go. See,
They have a running game that works. It's not just Debo. It's Mitchell's good.
I'd be tempted to pick the Niners. It's hard for me on the other side, the AFC, not to pick the Bills based on what I saw that night. I mean, that was like you said, that was a wrecking crew. I mean, that defense is really good, and I don't want to shortchange the offense. Allen got through healthy. I mean, he runs the ball a lot.
Yep.
He's a big, ornery runner, too. He doesn't run out of bounds. He reminds me of Frost running. He does not remind me of Frost passing.
Okay, so before we get to the game show, back to Brady for a second. If he doesn't make the 50, where's he going to?
Well,
He's 44 now. He just had the best season of any quarterback in the NFL
about
this year.
2 more years?
46, still 46 years old.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
I'm just, people are just waiting to see a decline in his play, and it's just not happening. Manning, very obvious decline. Okay, it's his last hurrah. Big Ben, got it. You don't see that with Tom Brady.
And Brady looks young,
and
too.
he had 68% completion percentage too. I mean, he was good.
Does he have gray? I mean, is he?
No,
gray?
his hair is brown as can
Intact.
be.
Yeah, his hair is intact.
He looks better now than he did when he came out of college.
He should be married to a supermodel.
Oh, wait, he is. Let's play the game show. The phones are working now. 402-464-5685. Call the takedown. Sip in trivia. I think you went 2-3 last week. You did go 2-3.
2-3.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm at 5.
You are back to 500 overall. You have lost 2 straight games.
I'm at 45-45.
Speaking of the NFL playoff head coaches, I'm going to give you the team. You tell me who that coach is. Yep.
I can't do
Usually I give you the team, the guy, you tell me what team he's at. I'm going to make it tougher.
I can't.
Who are the coach of these NFL playoff teams? Their names are mentioned a lot the last couple days. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the takedown. Sip in trivia. How do you feel today about NFL playoff head coaches?
Not that good. Not that
You need
terrible,
to give me
though.
the names, not the teams. I give you the teams. A little tougher than usual today. Scott, how do you feel about current NFL playoff head coaches this year?
Average.
Average, he says.
That's
All right.
it's sneaky, isn't it? It's kind of sneaky. Scott, thanks for calling this morning. Thanks for listening, and thanks for calling.
All right, Scott, first question goes to you. Who is the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Sirianni.
I'll give it to you. Nick Sirianni. Close enough to me.
Would have
Nick
gotten
Sirianni.
Would have gotten that one for some
You
reason.
would have got that
Oh,
one,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, first-year head coach, lost in the first round of the playoffs. Sip, for the tie, your first question. Who is the head coach of the Tennessee Titans?
Oh, former Ohio State player, right?
Can't give you hints over here.
Oh, big dude. Had to be a lineman in college.
5 seconds. 5.
I can see him. I can see him.
2.
I can't say his name.
Pass.
Yeah.
Scott, do you want the Titans head coach or not?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
Nick Vrabel.
Vrabel. You can't give him it though because he got the first name wrong. Can you now?
Harrison.
We have a. Hey, Harrison, you got to weigh in here. You got the wrong first name on Vrabel.
Well, he went with the last name on the first guy though. He just went Sirianni.
Yeah. What do you do? What's the text line saying? Hold on, Scott. Just hold on.
To him.
Hold on. What's the text line saying?
Text line. Do you give
You
him
called
the
him
right-
Nick
he said
Vrabel.
Nick
It's Mike Vrabel.
No, it's Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Mike, Nick. What's the difference?
I'm gonna give it to him.
Oh.
Yep. I'm gonna give it to him.
All right. Would you have given that to me?
If he said Vrabel like with a B, then no.
Vrabel.
All right, 2-0 lead, Scott. After the judges got involved. This is for the win. Who is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers?
I got it.
Do you?
Yes.
All I can think of is their old coach. I don't know.
You
What's
gonna
their old
pass?
coach's
You gonna
name?
pass, Scott?
McCarthy is who I'm thinking, but I know
Okay.
that's not right.
No.
All right.
I pass.
I'm gonna go. I'm a shaky on the first name, but we don't
Just
got to
go
get the
last name.
first names right. It's Matt LaFleur.
We got everything right. It was Matt LaFleur.
All right.
All right, it's a chance to tie it up after a 2-0 deficit. Sip, last question. Who is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills?
Sean McDermott.
How about that for a comeback? Now, this is to you.
Okay.
And Scott will go over under your number, Sip. Here we go. Speaking of Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, how many career interceptions did Mike Vrabel have from his linebacker spot in his 14 NFL seasons?
God.
He's a linebacker.
How
many career interceptions did he have in 14 NFL seasons? You put the number.
I'm gonna say 14.
Okay, Scott, over, under 14.
I'm going under.
The number was 11. 11 interceptions. So, Scott, get your bagels. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road.
All right, thanks.
Great
Scott
game.
wins today.
Oh,
People think you should
jeez.
protest. Others are saying no, give it to him. It was very split on
Okay.
who people. It wasn't like
Yeah, I'm okay.
you got screwed or he got screwed. It
Yeah.
was 50-50 split.
Yeah. That should inform us to not, if you don't know the first name, don't say it. Just say the last name.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. I needed that win.
Yeah.
I'm under 500 at this point.
Yeah, you are. You lost 3 straight, and you fought back. That's
Yeah.
like Nebraska against Miami in 2015, down big, forcing overtime, and then throwing the pick and losing. You lost in overtime. You had a big comeback though.
I know the Bucks head coach is Arians. I know the Arizona coach is that former Texas Tech quarterback.
That's not a name.
That's
a description.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh, can't say it right now.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury, yeah.
What's the Rams head coach?
Sean McVay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I know McCarthy.
You know the Bengals.
I know McCarthy. I know Zach. I know I was in pretty good
You
shape.
did
I knew
pretty good.
Sirianni. Yeah, I knew most of those. Didn't know Vrabel. And I know Vrabel. I mean, I know him. I just couldn't get the name.
It's sad.
I know.
We'll wrap things up with the spillover next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts, more celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
Now what do? Football is over. The weather's crappy. Man, I tell you what, it's a perfect time to go car shopping. This is Carl from Price Right Auto. Come out to Price Right in West Elk and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. With our non-commissioned sales process, we let you control the sale. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our peace of mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on West Elk Street at Price Right Auto.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, sewer and water underground repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. That's Select Plumbing at 402-560-6197.
This is Dan Friedman. In recent years, over 1/3 of all Nebraska traffic crashes have been caused by drivers aged 15 to 19. If you're a teen driver, don't become another statistic. Keep your eyes on the road. And if you're a parent, please remember that safe driving habits start with you. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices. For almost 60 years, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
Bagels and Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with DP and Jay Foreman. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys ready to roll?
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
I think Jay is on cloud 9 right now because of what the Buffalo Bills, his beloved Buffalo Bills, did to the evil empire on Saturday night.
We do what we're supposed to do. Okay, that's what we do.
I got questions.
That's how we roll.
I got a question for you two guys. Either one of you can answer it first. How do the Patriots not show up? How does that happen? See, I just don't nod my head and move on that. I don't understand it.
But the way that they've been playing all year, close to the vest, run the ball, no turnovers. You got a rookie core. He hit the rookie wall in December. That's the way it is. And they're not very explosive, and they have to play everything very
They
very,
didn't
very tight.
look ready to me.
Oh, I thought they were ready. I thought they were ready. I just thought that Buffalo is better. Like sometimes it comes down to the people that, no matter what scheme you have, no matter what talent you have in place, that the team you're facing, and this is a pretty good Buffalo Bills team. and on the road in a space where those folks who wear the Patriots uniforms are not the old Patriots. They're not. I mean, Belichick, look, give him credit for getting those guys there. Like that, this may have been his best coaching job, getting that group to this playoff game. So
I agree with that.
So I just think you hit the wall. Buffalo was
That's it, man.
I just thought there was an early run. Josh Allen took off around the right side. The pursuit didn't look good to me. It didn't look like that. One of the linemen had a chance. Looked like the close on him had the angle. Just didn't give much effort.
It wasn't probably their best effort, but it was. Buffalo made some big plays, game-changing plays. The interception.
Yeah.
Micah
Hyde's
interception. Yeah, that was a phenomenal play.
Hyde, yeah.
Then they came back and then they went deep on the little young corner, smoked him, and you know what I mean. Got Sanders got deep. Those are
what happened to that corner?
Those are avalanche plays, and then you got the ultimate equalizer where Josh Allen has the first game that they played. He didn't play very well. He didn't take what they gave him. They were running the ball. Buffalo has shown ever since that game they've played with a little bit more edge, just as a defense, and that's where you see it. So once you do that, they're not able to get separation on the outside. Now they're playing behind the chains. Now, granted, you could say, this play here, this play there, and in playoff football, you shouldn't see that amount of plays, but you've seen it from Dallas when they were trying to get that last playoff. You had two guys loafing. You know what I mean? So it's just more or less you're a product of your habits. When Dallas was trying to get up and get that last playoff, there was two guys walking.
Ooh.
And you got to think that even
how's that happen?
Well, because they went against that was not. I mean, him running the ball, Dak running the ball is not the move. It's not the play call. So if I'm a receiver and I see Dak take off, to me that's a game concession. Like know you don't have timeouts. Why are you doing this? Like, and if that's the play call,
McCarthy said after the game he was fine with it. He should be fired for that statement, right? He said it was the right call, man.
In theory, it is like a 40% right play. Now, where they wrong is that they didn't know that the ref had to touch the ball, and then Dak spiked.
Well,
the ball.
how do you
they
not
set
know
the ball
that?
themselves?
How do you not know that?
But that's Mike. That's on Mike McCarthy. I'm not saying he shouldn't be fired. But
you think he should be fired?
But in theory, the play is fine because the way that they're playing with no timeouts. Now, if you go back to when Nebraska played Northwestern for the first with no timeouts and Northwestern drove 98 yards, you have to keep the ball in bounds. So the way 49ers were playing coverage then, they're essentially shelling everything to the middle. Now, ideally, what you would like to happen is throw it to the tight end, hook up, then everybody can do it, right? Because now the tight end was blocking. Now all the big guys are running this way versus Dak is way ahead of them. What they didn't know is just the process of going through it, right? Like the process.
How do you not know? How does Dallas not concede that in that situation the ball needs to go to the end zone? Take your shot with like a pass interference. The ball has to get to the end zone.
Yeah, maybe not an end zone, but or like outside. What I would have done, because even though they're trying to shell you in, I'll run a 15-yard comeback, catch it, 10-yard comeback, get out of bounds, and maybe instead of getting 2 plays, sneak in 3, maybe a 5-yard hitch. You know what I mean? And then we're combining 15 yards there. But ultimately,
if I'm defending them and he decides to run, I'm tipping my cap and going in the locker room.
It's 16. You got to have 16 seconds.
Like it doesn't like throw that out of bounds and reload and get something in the end zone.
Like ideally, you'd like to do that, but you don't have outside guys that were winning either.
Yeah. How about the Cowboys with 14 penalties in that game? And Randy Gregory with the big one.
He tackled the
offensive lineman. Now he's getting a lot of criticism in the market, right? And
but you said that when he was on, he's better than Grant Wisham. See, this is the thing. This is
bring that into the conversation. That is irrelevant.
No, it's not, because how you
relevance,
play, how you play, you don't. Football is not an on and off switch.
That play, and a series of actions before that,
and the game.
That's who Randy Gregory is as a football player. So you take the guy who won't put you in that situation.
All right. So you guys, the problem is you like a stat sheet stuffer, but I like winners. Okay, I like to win.
Randy wasn't a stats.
His first year, he was stat sheet stuffer. You guys got excited. No, it's simple. He had 9.5 sacks. Let's just be honest. Okay, let's come to sense of reality. He didn't have 13 sacks in one season. 9.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I'm celebrating Randy Gregory today. So
Hey, let me tell you, as much as I'm hype about Buffalo,
like I'm celebrating. Nobody will speak ill of Randy Gregory today in my presence.
as much as I'm great about Buffalo,
No, he's right. 9.5 sacks.
Buffalo
Why
won.
did I get 13 and a half?
Yeah, you just making it. See, this is the thing. You just keep adding on.
He had
Simple.
9.5
You know what I mean?
sacks
Listen,
his first year.
He
and
had
7 the second.
15 and a half sacks, and that's the way this is going to be said.
9.5.
Hey, listen here, man.
Thank you, Jay.
I was just even a little bit. I was probably as happy to see Dallas lose. I hate the Cowboys.
See, that's the DC and Jay.
I just hate the Cowboys.
See, that's
Well,
the
it's the
DC.
DC.
Yeah, that's the
and
DC
then it's the
coming
Texans.
out.
I hate the Cowboys because they do this every year, every single year. Got the number one defense. They got all these guys there. They talk it and they don't show up. And when it comes time to play, how do you have 14 penalties as a professional?
That's unbelievable.
I mean, I guess you could blame coaching, but at the end of the day, you know what a penalty is. Like you trying to tell me you don't know you don't tackle the offensive tackle? I mean, what? Like there's not fourth graders in Lincoln Youth football that do that, right? So at the end of the day, you're making. They thought that they could roll out there. We're the Dallas Cowboys, and you're just gonna lay down. Well, you these dudes are paid, man. Right. I mean, and they brought it to you, and then they did not like, when they got that physical action.
I rather enjoyed all of it. I just
as I saw this
envision
game,
you cackling.
Were you cackling?
At the very end of that game?
I was laughing though because I looked at Dak. And I was like, you know what? He's ready to be in the club. He's ready to be down in Cancun or whatever. Before they got that last possession, and Jimmy Garoppolo played a good game, and then he just had that one throw.
Yep.
And it was
On
an easy
the run.
and it was an easy throw. Either throw it way outside or out
Which
of bounds.
throw we talk about?
The interception. Throw it outside. He threw it inside, high. You don't do that. You're not. I mean, then we're talking about you got actually blown out.
Yep. Yeah, it was 23-10 at that point.
And I loved it.
Yeah, DP is cackling at the last play. The time ran out. That's too bad.
I loved it.
And you tried to spike the ball with 2 seconds left. I mean, are you kidding me?
Right, like to not know the rule. Like
that's just Dak, though.
How do you? Like everybody knows. Like you learned it early. The official has to place the ball. There's
they tried to place it themselves.
Like,
They were in the way.
You can't place the ball yourself.
They were in the way.
They scored their own ball.
They were in the way.
Hey, we're playing our own game out here. You guys just hang out and watch us play this game.
The center spotted his own.
The rules don't apply to Dallas. It just
they
doesn't.
think it don't.
They think it don't. 14 times they think it don't.
So now the question is the other question: Bengals or Titans? Does Zach advance? Zach Taylor.
I love both AFC games. I love them both this upcoming weekend.
Bengals, Titans. Who wins?
I'm gonna go Titans. Bengals are going to be tough. The one thing I didn't like about the Bengals, as bad as the Raiders played in that first half, they didn't shut the door.
True.
They did not.
The Titans are mentally
and needed
tough.
help.
First time
and they needed. They
first
had
time for
they
Burrow
had
in the playoffs.
They had some great home field advantage between them and the refs up there in Iowa City. I don't know who had had that home cooking. So I'm gonna go with the Titans because I got a feeling, just like I had the same feeling that the coach at the Texans was gonna get fired, that King Henry will be back. And when that man steps on the field,
Derrick Henry,
the whole ball game changes because Cincinnati has, and they're Cincinnati's best interior defensive lineman most likely won't play. So that's how you control that pass rush from Cincinnati, and that's how you control Joe Burrow. Now, the only hard part is if they get down, that's when they can really play well. So they're always going to be in the game.
Them receivers.
Joe Burrow is so good.
Look, Jake, I think you could play quarterback with those receivers.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's really good still. And they got Higgins, they got Chase, they got Boyd.
I
They're
heard
stacked.
what you said, but you better.
They
hear what
got
I'm
Joe
saying.
Mixon.
They didn't even need Higgins.
That
Higgins.
offense is so good.
Higgins got his first catch in the fourth quarter. They didn't even need
Yeah, I
T.
know.
Higgins the other day.
But he's gone off in some games.
I know he's good. I
He had
like.
1,000 yards this year, right?
Yeah, him
Yeah.
and Chase both had 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
he got his first catch in the fourth quarter. And he looked pissed to me. Like, oh, really?
About time. This is it, really?
yeah.
He'll be all right by
Figure
next
it
week.
out, Joe.
So if they come out, if in Tennessee's kryptonite is their corners.
That's why I brought that up.
That's their corner.
That those Bengals receivers against those corners.
Yeah,
it is going to be a party in Tennessee. So
and here's the thing.
Party
about,
for the Bengals.
Yeah,
I got Cincy winning.
And here's the thing about Cincinnati's receivers, they catch the ball so well that even if they're not running the ball at a good enough clip with Joe Mixon, they can control the clock throwing the ball. because these guys make 50-50 catches. They make, one-on-one catches, and you can't, roll your coverage to Chase, because then you got Boyd, then you got the tight end. The only problem with Cincinnati is their offensive line. Can they hold up against the pass rush? Right. Joe Burrow might.
They got a bad
asleep.
O-line, but otherwise the offense is stacked. And even that tight end, Uzoma, what's his name? He's good too.
Yeah,
this is going to be a really good NFL weekend.
I know it is.
It's going to be a really good weekend.
Yeah,
I thought it was a pretty good weekend this weekend.
Yeah, Dallas lost. It was a great weekend.
And the Patriots lost.
Yeah, and I thought the Bills-Patriots was good TV, even though it was a blowout. It was interesting to watch.
Fantastic weekend.
Yeah, and the Raiders-Bengals game was good.
I just for me, I tend to watch games through the fans, and my Raider friends, like you guys met Griff. They're all Griff. They're all out loud. They're all obnoxious. Same with Cowboys fans. How about them Cowboys? Well, yeah, guess what? Mark me say from how about them Cowboys for a year? Like, I don't have to listen to that for
the Raiders
year.
Are.
Would you have been upset if Cowboys won? Legitimately upset? Like,
not upset.
Annoyed?
Not upset because they were going to get theirs. Like, I actually wanted them to go to Tampa and get embarrassed. I wanted them to go to Tampa and get embarrassed.
But they got embarrassed by Tampa.
Oh, they would have gotten absolutely embarrassed.
They get in their worst. If
they got to Green Bay, they would have got embarrassed. Yeah. Like
They're going to eventually.
It was coming.
They're going to eventually beat themselves. I'm going to tell you what hurt them. I know Kellen Moore is supposed to be the new brainchild. That's how they get. That's how they get beat, because he would never run the ball at enough clip to win a close game.
Yes, that's he carries 16 carries.
16
that
carries.
Offense is so good. They don't utilize it properly.
He gets so enamored by throwing the ball all the time. So essentially you play into the other team's hands. 49ers can rush to passer with 4.
And they do.
Okay. With 4 guys. And you come into the game and pass the ball. So that means that lets me know you're not even trying to eliminate their strength. That means you're not going to try to shift the tight end in the formations and maybe cause some confusion. You're just trying to pretty much going 7-on-7 and then having your tackles who kind of they're good, but they just kind of starting to get back healthy. Block 4 guys that have been rushing the passer against everybody all season.
Like, that's how you hold Bosa off. Like, other teams in the league figured that out. Look, you've got to run at Bosa to take his edge away.
Right.
They didn't do it. So I was like, wow, you're going to line yourself up.
And you have 2 different types of backs you can run them with. You got Ezekiel that's powerful. Then you got Pollard, who's a home run hitter.
10 meaningful points by the Cowboys in the biggest game of the year. 10.
Yeah, 10. And when Jerry Jones says, this is the most disappointed I've been, and this is the best with this roster, we should be moving on. Mike McCarthy needs to be fired.
Romo even said the time is now.
Well, I think Jerry Jones said McCarthy is not going to be fired. He'll be.
You've said that before, though.
Yeah, he said
that about Dave Campbell.
Is Kellen Moore safe then?
That might be the bigger question.
Dave Campbell.
Like, I would hope Kellen Moore goes somewhere, because you have an offensive-minded head coach who's always called plays up until being Dallas head coach, and then you got an offensive coordinator that's calling plays essentially to get a job, not to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, watch this. Those watch me coaches, watch this coaches. Those guys are. Can I bring up a thing? Jake, are you at all frightened by the amount of sweet and low that Sipple has?
Yeah,
like, is that?
It is terrifying.
This is a mountain of.
Was this for the week or for today?
That's literally my question.
What do you need all that sugar for, man? You need to get
It's sweet and low though. It's not real sugar.
It's not real anything.
The question I had is that meant for the whole week, or is that just for today's?
You just leave it. You just leaving that that's your little care package. So when you show up, you got it there for you. All right, just make get them a little box, like a little key box.
Yeah, we'll put it right there.
Little sugar box.
Okay, when I go to McDonald's, I get a large coffee of 4 Splendas.
So that was meant for today, then. That was today's.
Wow. Dang,
that was for today.
Yeah, I used to get 3. I upped it to 4.
Well, there you go.
Simple. If you took. Look, this is the hypothetical. If you took 9 3-pointers, how many think you can make?
9?
Or no, free throws.
Free throws. Ugh. With warm-up.
Could you make more than 2?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a very good free throw shooter, but 4.
You look like a defender.
5.
Yeah, he was a defender, right? You said that. You're a good defender.
5. I wasn't a point guard because I couldn't shoot free throws very well. We had a 6'2" kid that played point guard because I wasn't a good free throw shooter. I played off guard.
Defender.
So this is a big weekend. So now, are you done now since the coaching tree is filled?
Oh,
got a nice little commit from.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the commit.
2 running backs, the one from that's going to be here.
Anthony Grant.
Anthony Grant. Hey, DP, is it concerning that we went through a whole show? We didn't even talk about DeAndre Jackson being out of the class now, and Anthony Grant being in.
No, I was fascinated yesterday just watching. Like, I generally avoid recruiting Twitter. On purpose, like I avoid because it's just weird. Like, it's just a weird thing. But then when you have people telling a student athlete that he is not coming to school when he says he is, it's just fascinating.
Wasn't
it's
a great look.
It wasn't like, hey,
it's very weird.
This guy's not coming, and the guy goes, yes. I am, and he goes, no, you're not, and he's like, yes, I am. Like, this whole source
I think reality is set in.
Like, this whole source thing, like
most likely,
this space is such it's become so much.
It's a vortex.
Well, it's just nonsense of people. Well, I have a source. My source, I can confirm. No, you can't. No, you can't, and you haven't. But you said you can confirm. No, stop it.
It was confirmed.
Just stop it.
So DeAndre Jackson saying he will be here in May. Now we'll see about all that. He had an academic snag, is what the deal was.
That's where he didn't know about it until he didn't know about it until well, most likely until he knew about it.
I don't know.
And then somebody told him about it. Hey, do you remember this? That's why it's confirmed that you ain't coming.
But he was on campus when all this went down. That was the awkward thing.
Like, we spent time, and this is somebody's son. This
I know.
Like, what are we doing?
Right, I know.
What are we doing?
It doesn't feel good. It didn't feel good.
No.
But anyway, they got Anthony Grant from New Mexico Military Institute.
Grant's tomb. I'm naming it right now. Like, anytime we're just going to set up a memorial of people that he runs over and stiff arms, and we're just going to put his name and their name, and we're just going to have a place where we can come and drop flowers from all the people that he just stiff arms.
Hey, we got a new name. I like that name, but we're calling him Area 51. He's from Roswell.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Area 51. Area 51.
I like that.
You've just been taken to Area 51
because he can't wear 51. That would be
linebacker number.
Yeah, whatever number he is, you get area, whatever. That's what you need to brought you.
That's your new area.
Look, for a brother to go to community college out there,
right?
And to do what he's doing, he's got some mental toughness. They got a nice little room. They got a running back coach and all that. So we're gonna see what's up. I can tell you, there's a lot of guys that used to be sleep a lot of be real comfortable. Like a couple years, been real comfortable, kind of just being average. I can tell you, their sphincter muscle.
Better learn that.
Was again.
Did I say it right? Sphincter muscle is puckered up real tight right now.
You gotta go to work. You gotta go to work now
because listen here, man. You're not gonna be going. Look at the friendship, type of deal. That's
with
over.
The coach. With the coach.
Yeah, I don't need to be. I need you to respect me and maybe like me right now. Because you're gonna love me after I get done teaching you some stuff. But while we're doing this, when you walk through here, I'm the coach, the teacher, you're the student athlete, you're the football player, and you're here to play football. You're not here to be on Instagram. You're not here to be selling tacos and chicken wings and deodorant and whatever. Okay.
Who are you talking about?
Easy,
well,
easy, DP.
Who you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Whoa.
So then
we're
hold on,
because he went 4 fingers.
Hold on. I'm not even done yet. Okay, so we're not here. We're not here for you to be driving around, wearing these nice like outfits and stuff like that, and then just come out there.
My outfit? Why are you looking at me?
Hold on.
I didn't do nothing.
I don't have Husker stuff on, so I'm just. You're not here just to wear the Husker stuff, and then play dress up like it's Halloween. And then you're not the boogeyman come Saturday. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can't tell me nothing no more. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. You guys show me because
this is old school.
Yeah. Well, it is.
This is old school over here.
Well, it's not old school. It's reality. Because if you watch the 49ers game, okay, you never heard them talk about bully ball. They flew from San Fran with their brand of football, and we are here. Okay. Doesn't matter if we play here, Mars, Florida.
Savage.
Okay. Came with straight lion mentality.
They play savage.
Case simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Every picture, every coach that I seen you, right? You look in their eyes.
Yeah, he sent me texts.
Yeah, they got the lion in their eyes. Okay.
Jay sends me a lot of texts.
Okay. They got lion.
I'm frightened by that, and yet
Hold
I'm
on.
intrigued.
Hold on. But hold on.
I am both frightened and intrigued. Jake, can you imagine the texts that are going on between these
Scares
two?
me a little bit.
Yeah, that's. Here's the funny thing. I don't even have Simple's number.
Yeah, why don't you have my number?
So I can't even tweet him.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know how I got
that.
Simple's number though?
Yeah, how did you get my
Here's how I got his number.
Do we want to say this?
There's a former. I'm gonna tell you why. There's a former teammate that's on radio, or was on radio, that somehow had brought my name into Bo Pelini. Right. This is when I wasn't even involved in sports media or this type of deal. Somehow it just became because I did an interview and they got boat race against Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, Bo thought I had a bone to pick with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I called Bo 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And then my name, okay. Well, first of all, they kind of tried to bamboozle me. So I said, I know Simple talks to him all the time.
Yeah.
So I called the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Oh, that's right.
Left my number.
That's right.
Simple called me back.
That's
I said,
right.
listen, you just delivered it. This is what you need to tell Bo. This is how I am.
Oh, that's
I am
right.
not hard to find.
That is some gangster.
That was a
I-
little
it
gangster.
is because-
gangster.
but-
What is going on here?
I'm going
Are
to
we
speak
just
for
supposed-
myself, though.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? And then just
Right.
left it at that. But
Right.
That was back in the day.
But what'd you hear from Michael Parsons, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Where I'm from, the bullies get bullied and all that. Well, San Francisco. Well, we here, homie.
Well, San Francisco showed them. Well, no. You see the way they came out of the locker room?
Yeah.
They went old school. They had a hype man.
Yeah, with the boom box.
With a full.
Hey, Radio
boom
Raheem
box.
came down, bopping. We here with a full-fledged
Amazing.
playing
Amazing.
West Coast E40. So we are
Really?
here.
Really?
Yeah,
It was-
and we're doing it
was
every game too.
Mwah. It was a chef's kiss. I was like,
Jake.
this is a game I need to watch now.
Niners
can.
are rough. Niners are
I
rough.
think they can make a run to the
Niners
Super
are
Bowl,
rough.
possibly.
Jimmy
They're tough.
Garoppolo gets out of his own way. San Francisco has some decisions to make because as good as they are this year, they could be crappy next year with Trey Lance.
What about Jimmy G coming back?
They got to make a decision. Is he
Dude,
back?
you just
or- they
you just
drafted-
mortgaged the whole
They sent
the whole franchise with this dude that played one game.
They sent the Dolphins 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance.
He has to play.
So it's the Dolphins' fault.
Yeah. No, what a beautiful mess. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, we got to get out of here.
That's interesting.
Old School's next for Steve Sipple. I'm Jake
Look at
Sorgen.
Rico.
See you.
Look, shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best